Mr. Chair.
The Honourable Paul Goldsmith.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Pleased to take a call on behalf of the government because I am proud of this government's economic management, Mr. Chair. Proud that as a result of the effort, ingenuity and skill of New Zealanders, helped along by the confidence given to them by a strong and stable government, this economy has been growing at 3.5% in 2004, one of the fastest in the developed world, and it's expected to continue to average around 3% over the next few years. We heard from Annette King, I think it was, that face of the modern Labour Party elected in 1984, who told us that this was a government which has poor performance, Mr. Chair, and I find that hard to understand how you would regard 3.5% economic growth over the last year poor performance. Average wages increasing by 15% over the past 5 years, faster than the cost of living. How can you regard that as poor performance? And what about the jobs boom that we've had in this country over the last year? 80,000 more people employed in New Zealand than last year, and 217,000 more people employed than over 5 years before. That is a jobs boom in this country. And I'd like to hear what the young men and women who have got jobs, who have been able to go out early in the morning, work hard all day, come back with some money and earnings to support their family, whether they think that is a result of poor performance, Mr. Speaker. That's 80,000 new jobs in this economy in the past year is a great performance and one that I'm proud of, Mr. Chair. Cost of living increases are low in New Zealand. Inflation is virtually zero, well below the average weekly wage increase of 2.5%. The balance of payments deficit, which has long dogged this country over many decades, is running at 3.3% of GDP, a lot lower than it has been in previous years. And we've overseen a very significant turnaround in the books, approaching surplus. Mr. Chair, another thing is that we've seen more Kiwis voting with their feet and staying in New Zealand. When I first stood for Parliament in 2005, I remember everybody being very deeply concerned about Kiwis leaving to Australia. They were losing 30 or 40,000 a week. It was being compared with the Wellington rugby stadium going out of the country every year, and it's very gratifying to see that number reduced virtually to zero now, and a measure of success for this economy, holding families together and giving people an opportunity to see that their hopes and dreams can be realised in this country. And Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, we do have considerable challenges in New Zealand, and they are mainly challenges of growth. Challenges around housing in Auckland, where I'm certainly keenly aware of the issues in Epsom, where I'm based, and in Auckland. Challenges around transport infrastructure, particularly in fast-growing Auckland, and the skills shortage, as so many people are looking for work, are looking for to employ new people and to bring them into the workforce. And so they are good challenges to have, Mr. Speaker, and one that I believe this government is absolutely well equipped to deal with, and we will continue to work constructively with the Auckland Council, for example, in the housing situation. Mr. Chair, in the areas that I'm responsible for in commerce, I think we're making very good progress in trying to, when we move our question to how do we get growth in this economy, one of the most important areas, of course, is to have access to capital. Businesses need capital to grow. And so the whole point of the Financial Markets Conduct Act, which was the biggest change in financial markets regulations last year, is to try and build confidence in the financial markets in New Zealand, so that they don't feel that investing in real estate is the only option, but actually you can invest in the financial markets, and that is what the whole point of that very sweeping legislation was about. And we'll be encouraged, and we'll be working very hard this year to make sure that those that very large change in legislation is bedding in well. Also going to be looking at a review of the financial advisors legislation to make sure that New Zealanders have access to good financial advice. And that they can have confidence in the governance of financial products and in the advice that they're getting. Mr. Chair, I'm also responsible for competition policy, and when we talk about rising living standards in New Zealand, growing the economy is important, but also making sure that the domestic economy is competitive is also an important way that we keep control of costs and make sure that every dollar that New Zealanders earn go further. And so we've got a lot of work in the competition area. Cartels legislation, which is progressing through the House, and also looking at a review of Section 36, which is the misuse of market power legislation, clauses in the legislation. And we're looking forward over the next few months to be asking if we've got that right in New Zealand. And Mr. Chair, that I'm convinced that New Zealand is in very good shape. Thank you.